order at 7:21. Reminder, we are being recorded.
Okay.
And
Perfect timing.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to swear. I'm so sorry. I had it in my head this morning that I was coming, and then I'm sorry.
We just called the order.
Yep.
Okay.
And then here's the minutes from the previous meeting.
Yes. I don't
Thank you.
have
Very good.
the agenda.
Basically follow the old one.
Okay.
So I kept the minutes very simple this time.
Any questions, any
Sounds good.
Minutes
motion
approved.
to approve?
Yes.
Aye, aye, aye.
Aye.
Okay. Old business.
Brochure.
So Emma was home this weekend. I gave her a couple of chicken photos. She's finishing up her end of the semester, so she will have something for us for next meeting. And she also has blueberry pictures, so she'll do that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So that, and I did show her how the brochure had like that white border around it, and she said, I think that's because you printed it off of a file, and like somebody with more computer savvy would be able to fix
Remove
that.
the edges.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was good. And then,
Okay.
do we wanna talk about the school? Before we get into-
go to the accessory bylaw.
Okay,
I didn't type anything new up for this meeting,
okay,
'cause at this point we're not in a rush, and
right.
I was in a rush with a lot of other stuff, so,
That's fine.
Tis the
I'll have it
season.
ready for the next meeting. Alright.
And so, okay, so school,
So, in the last 2 weeks, they've been doing MCAS, and they didn't have time to talk about end of year things. So I'm gonna go in tomorrow morning early and see if they're interested. And then pick a date in early June, end of May, somewhere where it would fit into their end of the year. Let's find something happy to do with the kids.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll go that direction first.
Yes.
If they say no, then we'll maybe reconsider for a visit the farm day.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
sounds good. Let's see. Which brings us to visit the farm day, so they're two birds.
Yeah.
On the last, let's see, avian flu update, new business. Anything new on that at all, or?
No, I believe this is on the website now. For everyone, but it would be under the Board of Health website. Guidance for animal control officers responding to avian influenza. And, I have not, through Board of Health, seen any or heard about any new cases. Has anybody else?
No?
No.
Okay, so it's still at large. However, out west, it has spread to a number of dairy herds.
Ooh.
Yeah, but our milk is pasteurized, so pasteurization kills it. What's of concern is the farm workers on the dairy farms. And then they have had avian flu kill a bear
Oh.
and kill a mountain lion.
Oh, wow.
And the biggest carriers excuse me, not wild turkeys, wrong, Canadian geese.
Oh, okay, that
Sorry.
makes more sense, yeah.
Canadian geese. They don't always get sick and die from it, but they can carry it. So be
And they're
cautious about
everywhere.
allowing Canadian geese to live on your property and stuff. So far, we've been good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it ever since I've lived in Hubbardson. I haven't seen it anywhere around us. I do see turkeys, but
It's the wild Canadian geese. I'm sorry, I said the wrong bird.
Yeah.
I learned that when I did a visit to family in New York State, because they're farmers and they have to keep up on that too.
Mm.
If you are having flocks go outside, it is advised that you put netting over their chicken runs so that birds won't come and eat from their food and drink from their water. But also it keeps them, netting tends to do this in the wind, since we have high winds a lot. And then that keep the birds away from the run so that they don't even make any droppings that would come through onto the ground.
Okay.
Yep.
So netting is a good way to do that. I'm going to do netting this year when I get my chicks and they start going out.
Mhm.
I have larger netting, so I'm going to use that first. Then like deer netting is usually stiffer, and put that over top and fasten it all down with zip ties
Yeah.
to keep the whole area safe. I haven't seen any birds in my area at all with any kind of problems. Any place that has lots and lots of Canadian geese, you should be more cautious about,
Interesting.
yes.
whether it's parks or whatever.
Yeah.
Waltham.
Waltham has them.
There's a lot of geese,
Yeah.
different places, driving to and
I see a lot
from.
of geese in Hubbardston. Is it just me?
Yeah,
I
no.
have not, no, I haven't, but like you travel east on Route 2.
Exactly,
And you
yeah,
see
along
them
Route 2
everywhere,
Yeah.
along, like Concord, all that flat land in
Yeah.
Concord before the Rotary, that's
So
covered.
you see them in Tewksbury all the time.
Yeah.
Lowell, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is funny, cause you would think that we would, even driving west on Route 2 to go up to North Adams, I hardly ever see them.
They usually go back to the same areas too, is that right? They usually like go back
Right.
to where they memorized flight patterns or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I wonder about like the golf courses the golf course in Gardner or Westminster, I haven't looked. But that's interesting. So would people, like if you walk through an area and get like bird poop on your feet and then bring it into your house and have
Wipe your
people,
feet
Yeah.
outside.
yeah, but have
Yeah.
people is that how,
No.
so people don't,
No,
aren't
that's,
affected by
have
it?
not heard that.
Okay.
It's when, the humans that have gotten sick are all workers on dairy farms,
Okay,
because they're right there.
yeah,
So there is almost ready a vaccine. However, because of the crazy funding and lack of funding situation from the federal government, it has not been completed for approval. And it's a vaccination, they have two types, one for animals and one for people, that they're working on. They've been working on it now for 5 or so years.
yeah,
It's the last report I saw.
interesting.
One of the other things that can happen is if your cats eat birds that are sick,
Mhm.
they can get avian flu, and then bring that into your house if they are an indoor-outdoor
Right.
cat.
No worries about Barney. He's not going anywhere else.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have a farm cat that
Mhm.
seems to find the cats that need rescuing and brings them to our back porch, and we
Aw.
feed them, and
Two of mine
two of
already.
yours have been rescued.
Oh,
Yeah.
in
wow.
that way.
Yeah.
And then there was another one, and he just went off somewheres. Every once in a while, we end up with a extra cat that's looking for food, and this cat will not let us touch him. He's getting a little better. After 3 years now, he's finally letting us get within about 3 feet of him.
Wow.
But when there's a stray like that, he will feed the stray up on the back porch, and he'll sit out in the grass and just watch. He
Oh,
won't fight
wow.
with it or nothing.
Wow.
So anyhow, so
That's very cute.
that's a cat story, but in regards to if your cat all of a sudden gets sick and you know it's been around birds and stuff, maybe got a hold of one, take it to the vet right away. And also call animal control. If you have chickens or a cat like that, suddenly they die and there's no reason for it, the procedure in Massachusetts is to call animal control, and they will come get the animal that has passed away, and they will do, the state pays for the testing. Just get them tested, because we don't want this to,
Right.
it's already out there a lot across the whole country, and has been, but it, it's not fair to let it get spread to big chicken farms and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and then because the way they're handling it right now is they all have to be put down. Now, they're not putting down the dairy herds, they're giving them some kind of treatment, but I think, last I heard, but I don't know, don't quote me on that part, on the dairy herds. But yeah, so it has spread to other mammals. So, that's the latest that I know on that. And I believe, like I said, the guidance that was sent out by Massachusetts on this is on the Board of Health website.
Moving right along, unexpected subjects. Anything new and exciting out there?
Not really.
We still need a member.
Mhm.
We have a potential person, but, this person, this gal, works, as a nurse in emergency, department, so, and I don't know her schedule. But she was interested, but I think we still need to look for other candidates.
Yeah, I've been asking a few people
Um,
that have like chickens and then a sheep
Or a garden or whatever,
Yeah.
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 So we still have an opening for that.
And it's only open to Hubbardston residents?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
They don't have to be a farmer, though.
Okay.
They don't have to be a farmer. We can have a member that's non-farm.
Like me, I'm just hobby for now.
Yeah, me too. Just hobby.
Hobby and you know it.
Yep.
Happy ends.
At least get one bad dad joke in. Unexpected subjects, financial report.
We still have $300 allotted to us to use up through June 30th.
This
for-
coming up June?
Yes.
Brochures and stuff?
Yep.
Mhm.
I did note that when I stopped down at DPW, one of the Right to Farm signs and the pole was off to the side of one of the
Oh.
emergency trailers there. So, I haven't taken time to find out, where it was and why it's down, but, don't know, if,
Is that a DPW thing?
well, it's us to ask them
Yeah.
Get it
to
back up.
back,
I was
get
just
it
wondering,
back
yeah,
up.
who would contact DPW?
The
Yeah.
sign looked okay, I'm not sure what happened,
Okay.
or where the sign had originally been. 'Cause I was in the middle of handling a Board of Health thing, not that, and I noticed, oh, they were
Which direction
It's down at the DPW
Oh, okay, down towards Rutland
on
Yeah.
62.
on 62.
Yeah, right, no, 68.
60.
What am I saying, 62?
Oh, 62 is down
DPW
there.
is on 68,
Yeah.
Yeah.
before you hit
62 is
the
close.
blinking light
Yeah.
at 62.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They're all so similar, 62 to 68.
I
So do you, I could have time to run to the town office and ask about that?
We just have to call Travis.
Okay.
That's, I couldn't think of his name.
Would you mind doing that?
No, I would,
Okay.
yeah, I will do that.
Thanks.
We just would like it back up.
Right.
And I just sent you his number,
Oh, thank you.
and you got it.
Confirmation.
Trying to think what else is out there. You're gonna shear, you're still selling lots of honey,
I
right?
am, yeah.
This weekend?
Yes. Am I there both days?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's great.
And you've got chickens and asparagus and horses
And I got bunnies now too.
and bunnies.
You want
Just
more?
for fun.
Oh.
No, I only, well, no, I have 2 females from the same litter, so.
So are you gonna
So,
breed
so
them?
you need some wild male
No.
ones.
Oh, you just
I
have.
know, I was thinking that, I was like, oh, I could just, you know,
Put them outside for a little while.
yeah, let them frolic. No, I don't
I
plan
think
on
that's
breeding
crossing
them.
a line. That's fun, so you're
It'll
not
be
gonna
their
breed
choice.
them?
Probably not, no. No, they're just pets, just for fun, giving my son more things to do. you know?
Black-
Yeah,
yeah.
and learn about, yeah.
Black flies are out already.
Oh,
Oh
they
my
are,
God.
yes, thank you, yeah.
Awful.
Early,
Yeah.
like last year, because of the
Yeah.
warm weather.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my early barn swallows are back, but the
Yes.
big majority
Nice.
of them haven't come back yet.
I
Mm-hmm.
had 2 tree swallows this morning.
That's nice.
Great, that's
They-
neat.
That's early
It's,
too.
I was walking my dogs and they both landed on the fence in front of me and just, it was just like, they just sat there so I could take their picture.
Well, that was lovely of them.
Yeah.
Barn swallows and tree swallows are fairly calm birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was fairly close, plus I had the dogs and they just sat on the fence for a little
Yeah.
bit. And, they went near a bluebird nest that I was hoping we were gonna get bluebirds in, but I think we got sparrows instead. And I saw a sparrow, it got too close to the box and the sparrow chased it away.
They're around, I've seen them
Yeah.
in my house, the bluebirds.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Yeah.
couple
I think we
around.
might have a nester, she just keeps going in there, but she hasn't put any sticks in or anything.
Yeah, I checked a different box. One of the things I read is the sparrows are very territorial, so if you put 2 nesting boxes close together, sparrows may take one, but they won't take the other.
Right, so that,
And
yeah.
I haven't tried that, but,
Interesting.
I have another box that's close by that I cleaned out early this spring and nothing's gone back in.
Mm.
Bluebirds are kinda skittish though.
Yeah, it's interesting, we have
Yeah.
a ton of them from January on, we have a lot of bluebirds. And then the first one we had nest, I had the post too close, the box too close to a post and my cat got them. Then years later, had another one and they had 1 baby.
Mm.
We hear them a lot the rest of the year, we don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was interesting this morning, like I said, they just happened to land in front of the fence.
Mhm.
I was maybe 20 feet away and they just both landed, bloop.
I love barn swallows. I had 1 nesting pair last year. They had 1 egg that hatched. I found it was, in my barn, and it was hanging by a horsehair that they had probably mixed into the, mud for the nest. It was hanging by a leg. I
Oh.
climbed up there and I got it untied and put it back in, and it was up there for a while and peeping away. So my fingers crossed it was all right, but.
We have Phoebes that are under our deck.
Mhm.
They've been there for
Years.
years. They nested, one other pair nested on our porch on just a little ledge above the window once. those didn't come back, to do that, but they've been around.
Saw the first golden finch yesterday.
Oh,
Ooh,
they've
I haven't
been.
seen any of them yet.
Oh, they're all over my yard. They're
Okay.
so pretty. They're all over.
We had
Yes,
one
I still have
hummingbird.
my.
Oh, it's
No,
already
you
back?
don't. It's way
So,
too early for
last
hummingbirds.
week, a friend from Rutland said she'd already had 3 that morning. I ran into her
What?
Tractor
Oh,
Supply.
I better put,
Wow.
So
okay.
I
I
put
haven't seen
mine
it,
up.
yeah.
We had one come and look and take off. I
Get out.
must've been the wrong flavor.
Alright, so
So yeah,
everybody should put out their hummingbird
Yes,
feeders.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have a family of fox that live in our yard, and they have there's 3 kids, and she sits right there, and they run around and do their little fun thing, and she just watches them, and then she lays down and takes a nap. For a good 45 minutes the other morning, she was out, like, then they kinda went back into the rocky, where I think their den is. She did her little walkabout, came back, called them, they came back out to play. Oh my god, hello, welcome to our house.
Cute.
Well, that's good in a way,
Yeah.
because they usually tend to keep things like skunks, raccoons, and woodchucks away,
Yeah,
because they're a predator. So in some ways, it's
Yeah.
not bad having a fox on your property.
yeah, and we have very old indoor cat, so we're fine. with
Yeah,
As
Right.
long as you're not trying to keep chickens.
Right,
It's
we
nice
don't
to have a
have,
fox.
we don't have
And-
chickens at all, and neither, the neighbors don't have chickens, so we're
Yeah.
okay with that, yeah. But my neighbor has baby sheep, lambs, and they're so bloody adorable. Oh my god.
I don't
So,
shear
so
sheep.
sweet. So sweet. Okay, so about the farm day,
if the visit the farm day.
yeah, visit the farm day,
In the past, we did it on a Sunday,
okay.
but we could also choose Saturdays,
How much time would we need to prepare for that?
a month.
Okay, alright, and we would just
Because you
have,
need to get people to agree to participate.
right,
You need to put together,
a little something,
a description.
Yep.
And a map, and then get the word out around town,
mhm,
and other towns like Rutland
Right.
and,
yeah,
Westminster and stuff, Barry. I don't know if Westminster is doing a farm tour day this year or not.
I don't
have,
yeah, I could
actually
ask,
should've, yeah. If you see
Somebody.
someone,
yeah,
ask them if they're having one. It doesn't hurt to do it the same day,
well, that's what I was thinking,
so,
like I know Princeton does one sometimes,
we, did it for 4 hours. That pretty much,
right,
and in the past, there was 5 to 6 places to stop. And people just come and go as
Yeah.
they please,
yeah.
whatever route they wanna take.
And do you provide them with like a little activity, or are they just here to look at what you have?
What I've done in the past is do a little farm tour.
Yeah,
This is, because my farm's kinda special in that, it's been farmed since 1787,
wow,
and it's, the hillside that I'm on, the ridge that I'm on, is where the Hubbardston Nonsuch apple was developed on my farm.
oh my
And
goodness.
Dave next door. I mean, it was all one place at
Right.
that point,
Across the street.
yeah,
Yeah.
the big white house.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. He brought
Wow.
I don't wanna give the wrong name, cause I've got 2 different farmers' names in my head, and for the life of me, I can't keep them straight. As to the farmer that actually brought the seedlings in and then developed it
Mhm.
from, he got the seedlings from an orchard to the east that was somewhat different, and he did some hybridizing, and within a few years, he had the Hubbardston Nonsuch apple. And it was on,
That's awesome,
our ridge,
yeah,
right there. There aren't any wild, Nonsuch trees left. When when we first moved in, there was a scraggly one at the edge of the woods, real tall and thin.
Mm-hmm.
And one winter in a
Didn't make it.
windstorm and snow, it didn't make it. There was one on a very old, mature one, big trunk, that was just over into the DCR land. I knew right where it was, and it died. It was old,
Yeah.
and it died. So I personally don't have any on my farm, but
Right.
other people in town have nonsuch apples.
I think I've heard a couple people do.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
And were
cool.
people out looking for more of them, or what, I forget.
Yeah, there
um,
was somebody out asking if they could
So if
plant
you
them or something.
contact some nurseries in New Hampshire
Hmm.
that grow heritage trees, that's where you can probably get your nonsuch apple trees from. I don't remember the name of the nursery.
It'd be nice to have some more.
So,
In a
Yeah.
perfect world, we could have like a tree giveaway day and everyone could take one
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I know that's great, I'm just saying that for fun, you know, everybody take home, you know, a tree and plant it.
Over the weekend, I was at, the community college and there was a mass
Yeah.
agricultural day.
How was it?
It was actually really good. I sort of didn't know what I had signed up for. If you go to the Gardner, if you're a part of the Gardner Farmers Market, you were invited to be a vendor
Yeah.
there. It rained, we were stuck inside, it was a little chaotic, finally calmed down. But the state agricultural, whatever, they are,
The Grange.
so much information is out there available. Like,
Oh, yeah.
so much information.
yeah, MDR
So,
can provide
yeah,
you with
they're-
just about anything.
Yeah, and so I was talking to the man, they wanna do like a pollinator day at the Berry, farmer's market, which sounds kinda fun, so I was trying to like get information from there, but they're a huge resource that we could tap into for stuff like, you know, even like visit a farm day, they could provide us with all sorts of farm information and, you know, I don't know, but they just were, he's like, you call us, and David is, I guess, the rep in this area, didn't get his last name, but
So was
I
this
can
for the
figure-
Grange or for MDR?
MDR, yeah.
Oh, okay, alright.
But then the Grange was fun too, because I didn't even know that existed, and they also, vast amount of information, knowledge that is out there for people to just ask and, you know, posters, all sorts of things.
And who's the fella at our area?
I can find out his name, cause,
What was his first name?
his first name was David.
David.
But, the market manager has his name.
Shelby.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You-
did it last year at Holy Cross,
Okay,
and they
Yeah.
weren't happy. I talked with a person who ran it for the Grange last year, and that, you know, they were disappointed with Holy Cross.
I'm sure this was a
George who- well,
smaller scale.
George, who runs it here, or runs the ag program at the college here, was a vendor there last year. And I think I may have accidentally put them both in
Nice.
together,
I
and that
think it,
may be
I
why it
think it was
happened there.
nice, yeah.
Unfortunately, they chose a day I couldn't be there.
And it poured out and, you know,
Yeah.
but they had seminars and classes and then, you know,
That was-
everybody was all set up, different organizations, different, like, Hardwood Co-op, like different kind of stores like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
When was that?
it was
It
Saturday.
was just this past Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw it at one point and
Yeah, I hope it becomes an annual thing to do there.
Yeah, I hope they
like I said,
stay like this area local.
just not the same day.
Right, or maybe not a rainy day, you know, you can do that.
Well, I thought it was supposed to be indoors anyways, but it might have been more indoors than they expected.
Yeah, I think the farmer market people, because they had said you'll get a 10x10
Okay.
tent site, and then,
Then
of
ended
course,
up
they moved
inside.
us in, and it was a little chaotic to begin with, but it worked. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
somebody-
interesting.
might have been Shelby that had done a video kind of gone through.
Oh, yes, she
And
did,
so
she posted that, yeah,
You know, like I said,
yeah,
gotta figure out how to be in two places at once somehow.
right, right. Well, you wouldn't have been able to be in,
I
like
would
you
have my
wouldn't have,
tent right outside the door with the
Right.
alpacas.
with
So-
the, in the
Me and
pouring
the
rain.
alpacas in the rain.
Yeah.
Who's the organizer of the Gardner Farmers
Her
Market?
first name is Shelby,
Shelby,
we can find it.
yeah.
They have a lot of grant money.
Yeah, so they, well, things are changing. They, and we'll just use the word they, are Shelby Renaud, Renaud, in some form are taking over the Fitchburg and Leominster farmers markets also.
Oh.
So again, and again, quote me and I'll be wrong, or at least you know what came, you know, the wrong quote came from. They got grant money available to, take over the two markets. They set it up as a nonprofit,
Okay.
I guess, organization to,
Right.
run the three of the markets.
So the Gardner Farmers Market is only once a month.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's, I think it's the third Saturday of each month. I have that written down. So it's kinda nice because you don't have to commit, so it's the third Saturday, and the first day is May 17th.
Yeah,
oh,
each year.
Yeah, so kind of
and I'll
like.
be doing the metal recycling for
And you'll be-
Hubbardston.
And I'll be busy.
Oh, good. Okay, well, maybe.
But you can get in contact with them and maybe, you know, hit a couple of them or something.
Yes, I'd like to do that.
And
Thank you.
then I think they might move it inside. There's one in November, so I think that's inside right
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving, so that's an inside. So they're at
Waterford School.
Waterford School. It's the school is closed now, but they
Mhm.
use the building, and the lawn in the front is where the tents are set up. But in bad weather, even during the summer in bad weather, we'll be able to go inside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, or so they have said, so hopefully, you know, I don't know how that would work, I don't know what the inside of that building looks like, but
yeah,
I know.
their harvest, November event this past year, it's a auditorium kind of behind Gardner City Hall.
Oh, okay.
And it, I would say they probably had 30 plus vendors in there.
Nice.
And it was very well attended. You know, we did one of their outdoor markets, I think the last one of the fall, on a nice rainy day, and still had a decent turnout there.
Good.
They've been having very good numbers as far as that goes.
I can send you information on the farmer's market, Kathy, I can email you the link that I have,
That'd be great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then see maybe you can do June or July,
Oh, yeah.
'cause there's a couple that I can't do, and that's fine.
My understanding last year, we'll see this year, there was a whole different hoops they had to go through as far as the Gardner one, and it was only, it did not include bringing animals there.
Yeah.
So that may or may not change, or, you know, like I said, we did do the one outdoor one, happened to be a rainy day, hard to sell wet wool. But again, there's still a good turnout for people. It wasn't, it started off bad and the weather got a little better. But definitely was a good turnout of people. And, you know, they seem to be promoting it well last year.
That last year was their first year, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
It was very well attended.
Yeah.
So I'll email you that.
Katie Young had given me the contact and I filled out all the paperwork and sent it in for the November thing and never heard anything back.
Wow,
But then I got busy anyways, as it turned out.
yeah,
I did push it.
For Quabbin,
No,
For
for Gardner.
or Katie, oh, okay.
She participates,
She
Yeah,
sells
she did, yeah,
pants
she
and
did,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
yep.
and, but I never heard
veggies.
back from them, but then,
Yeah.
as it turned out, there was too much other things going on, I couldn't have done it
Right.
anyhow, so it all worked out, but, yeah. So that's how that's going. Anything else?
Anything else?
Alright,
Any motion to adjourn? Second?
all in favor, aye.
Go.
Aye.
At